Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on our CL9 TSX project here. Now, in the last episode, we did mention that the car is going to the body shop. Unfortunately, the body shop has a little delay, and we don't want to waste any time and want to be productive. And what we're going to do is we'll be working on suspension and the brakes. So let's go ahead and get her up in the air, and we'll show you guys a little closer step.
So like Mike said, we are redoing the suspension on this car. We have all brand new parts, knuckles, hubs, bearings, control arms, coilovers. We're gonna be lowering it. We're gonna go through everything, brakes, big brake kit, brake lines. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the wheels off first, and then we'll show you what we're working with here. All right, guys, so here it is. Got the wheel off. As you can see, we are working with a lot of rusty parts. So we are basically stripping this thing down to nothing, and we have a new set of coilovers, a new upper control arm, a new knuckle, new rotors, new calipers, stainless steel braided lines. We got a new wheel bearing, we got a new hub. Everything is going to be brand new in here, bolts, nuts, everything. The only thing that we are going to keep is our fork here for the strut, and we are going to have that refinished, so that'll look nice, brand new, freshly painted black to go along with everything else we're replacing here. That's it right here, what we got. We are going to tear this thing down. We'll show you step by step, take it all apart, and what we'll do is we'll put everything back together. Pretty much a lot of this stuff we're going to assemble all the new parts off the bench, and then once we put everything together, we can go ahead and just kind of put it all on as one pieces here.
So first thing, we're going to remove the other collar pins for the outer tie rod end, and over here we have the lower ball joint castle nut. You just remove that. We got there. Over here, brand new hot race control arm. As TJ mentioned, we are getting a brand new upper control arm. It's going to be a hot race camber arm they will be replacing. And we're going to save our lower control arm here by just popping a ball joint out. Let's see how good TA really is. And now we're going to move on to the brakes. Go ahead and take out the bracket for the brake line, and then we're going to move on to the ABS sensor bracket there. Third try, impact gun. Some of you guys watching this video at this portion here, you guys know how hard to take out the screws, and TJ got an air hammer fitting into a filler. I'm gonna show you how easy he takes those screws out. Now we can use a regular Phillip and remove the screws. And now we're going to move on to remove our knuckle. Yeah, we didn't use the ball joint tool because we are getting everything brand new. So here's the fork. That's going to be the only piece we're going to be reusing. And we're going to go ahead and send it to our our body shop and go get that refinished, get a couple of coats of paint on it. Before that, we're gonna sandblast and get all of those rusts out. Now we're going to move on to our shock. Here we have the upper control arm here.
Good thing we're replacing all this.
Wow. Let's disconnect our little sensor here. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the rear suspensions. We're gonna go ahead and tear everything apart just like the front. What we did do is we spray a huge amount of penetrating oil at all of these bolts and connections, and none of them so far are seized up, which is a good thing. Take a look back here. That is the tow arm in the back here. I'm sure some of you guys can see the exhaust. We are getting a new exhaust system and also a rear sway bar. It doesn't look too pretty there, and we do have a little bit of service rust there, so we're gonna have to treat it with some of those rust chemical, I should say. And yeah, we're gonna start removing some of this arm here. So here is what we're dealing with here. So all that rust is built up in that bushing right in there. Let's go ahead and pull this off. Get a closer look at this. Okay, take a look at that bushing here. Let's see here. Look at all that rust in there, guys. So the rear tow arm bolt is seized onto the bushing. We got some penetrating oils here. We'll go ahead and let it soak. Hopefully that will loosen up, and then we're going to move forward with the rest of the arm. Look at this arm over here. Very rusty, just like all the other one. It's turning though, so that's a good sign. And you can expect the rest of the suspension arms the same exact way. Here. Nowhere. There you go.
All right, so we got a new subframe that we're going to be installing in here. Well, it's not new, it's used, but it's being refinished right now in the body shop, so it'll look new. But this one's all rusted, and you know, with all the work we're doing, we might as well replace it. So with that being said, we have to go here and take the rear seat out so we can get to the fuel pump area. We got to disconnect all that stuff because the fuel tank is strapped to the subframe. So we're going to lower the subframe and the gas tank all down as one piece, and then we'll go ahead and swap everything over once they're done at the body shop with the subframe.
So in order for us to get to the fuel pump area, we're gonna have to remove the bottom portion of the seat here, and we also have to remove the side portion of the seat so we can get onto the mounting portion of our shocks. So with the bottom portion of the seat out of the way, we can go ahead and remove this here. And here we have our fuel pump sitting right underneath that cover there. So we got a quick disconnect here for the fuel line. And while we're here, let's go ahead and slide this out. And hold down by the little clip here. Put that there for now. We got the other one out as well. And now we have two 14mm nuts holding the shock on the very top here. And here's another look at the rear subframe. We are going to be dropping this along with the fuel tank. Yeah, pretty bad shape here. But we did find the replacement subframe here, and it's fully refinished. Looks much better than what we have. Like TJ mentioned, it's like brand new but used. Let's go ahead and take this bad boy down here. And we are going to remove this cover. Now with this cover removed, you guys are able to see some of the evap system. All right, so the undercover is off. We have our fuel line out of the way. We got the evap hose off, fuel neck, and also the other fuel hose is off as well. And now I think all we need to do is drop the exhaust system, the entire exhaust system down. Remember the issues that we had was these fasteners are completely rusted. And we do have a new exhaust system, by the way. And once we remove that, I think the entire subframe with the fuel tank can come straight down. And in order for us to drop the exhaust system, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect our secondary oxygen sensor. And in order for us to get to that connector, we're gonna have to remove the mounting bolt for the seat and slide it out of the way.
Come down. All right.
There you go.
Let's go over here for now.
Yeah. No, no. It's good. Go ahead. Move the caliper up.
Okay. Now we can just leave it up here and swap everything out.
Jeez, let's hope these come out. Lucky. Wow. You got lucky so far.
This socket's cool.
You know what I think? It's my snap-on ratchet that you use as a hammer. Like that. My goodness. Ready?
Yep, ready?
Oh man, we are lucky.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nice. All right, so guys, here's the subframe. I guess from the top side, I should say. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, it doesn't look too good down here. And yeah, pretty much everything come with a subframe. We just go ahead and swap it over. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's super light too.
Yeah. So let's move this forward.
Yeah. So we go ahead and install our evap hose here and take another quick look at the rear subframe here. Really, and here's another look at the rear subframe. TJ just went ahead and installed the evap hose here, and now we're gonna go ahead and put on our fuel tank in the meantime. That was the last minute, and Acura Parts Depot actually came through and got us this subframe. Really good condition, very happy. That definitely came in clutch. Okay, come on.
And before Mike and TJ do the suspension, we're gonna use some super clean to get these fender wells all cleaned up and degreased. And then we're gonna be putting a beautiful undercoating underneath the vehicle and fender well areas. We're gonna be using a high build undercoat underseal. And this is the same type of paint that's used at the factory. It's got a coating to it, like a thick coating that protects and repels rock chips or any type of debris that's getting kicked up into those fender wells, and make sure we have a nice clean coating before that suspension goes in. So we'll follow this same routine on the front by applying one thick coat. That's all it's needed to get it nice and cleaned up and give it that OEM look. Then we're going to move our attention towards the back. You can see it's got this OEM e-coat, and we're first going to go ahead and put it down on all of the areas, on the wide areas where we want that nice protective coating, and then later on we'll go ahead and fill in the empty spots with a little bit of SEM trim black. It's very important that you get this in the areas you want it, and then you'll come over it with the trim black. And the trim black is going to be in the areas where we necessarily didn't put it and it doesn't need it as much. So the gas tank and the fender well areas got that high build seal, and then we came to clean it up with this beautiful SEM trim on the areas where it wouldn't have undercoatings, like some of the pipes or some of the harnesses or any of those areas that we just wanted to rejuvenate and make it look black again. That's exactly what we're using here. So it's just a good, easy, and quick way to make the underside not only protect it, but to look good in the end. So we'll go ahead and get it all finished up, and then we'll pass this back to Mike and TJ. They're gonna tidy up this thing with a nice, clean suspension.
And guys, here's the end result of the undercoating. Now you can see some of those portion there still got the white paint. Now the fender line is gonna cover that. Now let's go ahead and move on to the back portion. We went ahead and coated everything and treated some of the surface rusted area with some special coating. And take a look back here. Everything looks super, super clean. Over here we have our subframe and our gas tank all prepped. We got everything cleaned up here, and also we finished the strap there. So everything looks like we're ready to put back. What do you think, TJ?
Let's get it going.
And first thing we're going to do is strap down our fuel tank. Like I mentioned before, we did reuse the original straps. It's just we finished them. And we did get some fresh OEM new hardware for our strap here. Go ahead and tighten that up. As for the rear camber arm, we went with hot race, and what TJ is doing, all he's doing is matching the stock upper arm, so kind of give us a starting point. And we're gonna pre-install these arms onto our subframe. It's gonna make our life a lot easier because once you go back up, you're gonna be hitting right over there. It makes it really difficult for us to tighten it. So we're gonna go ahead and pre-install it right now and do the final tightening once we preload the suspension.
Are you in
Yeah,
on
go
that?
ahead, yeah, go ahead. Perfect. The rear upper arm is first thing we're gonna put in here. We have some new hardware we're able to get a set of new one. And now we're gonna move on to the rear toe arm. We are using hot race, adjustable toe arm here, and also have another camber arm on the bottom. This is multi-link suspension. It'll go here. Also gonna be hot race. They actually come in a kit, 4 arms all together. And with all of the rear suspension arm installed, we're going to move on to the rear knuckle. Now, over here we have our vacuum plate that's completely refinished. We got new hardware, and to pair up with that, we have a new hub and bearing assembly, which should just slide right in. Now, over here we do have some new hardware from Honda. The unfortunate thing is 2 of them is on back order, so we're going to reuse 2 of the best ones that we have. And once the new one comes in, we'll go ahead and swap them out. In the meantime, let's go ahead and finish up the rear knuckle assembly here. And this is what it looks like once everything's together. Let's go ahead and throw them on the car. And next up, we're going to move on to our coilovers, and we are be using the BC Racing, and this is going to be the BR series, pretty much the entry-level coilovers. We actually love them. We have them on quite a few of our cars, including Brian RS6. What we're going to do now is we just going to keep it pretty much just a slight drop, because like I mentioned before, the car do have to go to the body shop later, and we don't want the car to be completely slammed, or at least the way we want it. So we just gonna want the car to drop maybe about half an inch or about an inch if possible. Once the car comes back from the body shop, then we'll do our final adjustment. We already got our rear bracket installed. Let's go ahead and slide in our BC coil over here. And we all finish up with the interior. Go ahead and bring the car back up. We'll go ahead and install all of the shielding, inner fender cover. We have some exhaust cover. We have these covers for the evap system.
All right, so we got our calipers off and send them over to the body shop, have these guys refinish it in the factory silver color. We are waiting on our rotors to show up. So once we get that in, we'll be able to put our brake calipers and our rotors back on. And the last piece we have here, which we're gonna go install right now, is a Progress sway bar. So we got the Progress rear sway bar, and we're gonna use our Hard Race sway bar links. We'll match that up with that and install that thing right there.
And here's a comparison between the stock rusted rear sway bar compared to the Progress. And you mentioned this is what, 24?
22 mil.
22 millimeter. Practically double as a stock rear sway bar. Guys, the rear suspension looks so much better than before. Take a look at the rear subframe area. All the suspension arms, coilovers, in the rear section here, everything has been replaced or refinished. So just waiting for the caliper to be refinished and also the rear brake rotors. And we can wrap up the rear suspension. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move back on to the front of the vehicle here.
Now that we're kind of done with the rear, even though we're waiting for a few things, we're gonna move on to the front. We got everything brand new. We're getting rid of all the old rusty junk, and we are putting everything brand new, from bearings to hubs, knuckles, upper control arms, brake lines, we're even new wheel speed sensors, new dust shields, everything brand new. New bolts everywhere. Everything's gonna be completely brand new, so that way there's no more rust anywhere.
And the first thing we're gonna do is to press in our wheel bearing into the knuckle.
Okay.
So now the bearings is installed. One of the things that I want to point it out, bearing have two sides. We need to put the magnetic side on the back here so it can read the wheel speed sensor. Now, when you flip it over, it does take a C-clip, and the C-clip actually have two sides. You gotta put the flat side, which is here, onto the bearing.
Yep.
now we'll go ahead and slide on our hub to our knuckle. That's it. Look at that right there. Nice and new. And here's another look at the wheel bearing. So you have one side, which is a rubber seal. The other side is the magnet. Now we got everything in place. We'll go ahead and pop on our brand new dust shield here. Guys, just make sure that you match up with the opening for the wheel sensor here. And now we got the knuckles and the hubs all finished up. Next up, we move on to the front upper camber arm. But before we do that, we want to go ahead and adjust our coilovers as close as the stock one as possible. And because remember, the car got to go to the body shop. So we got one done. So you're going to bring the other one. We're going to go ahead and wrap that up too as well. We're going to go ahead and install our camber arm. We put the coilovers, and after that, we're going to show you guys our new BBK setup. Okay, so we're getting ready for our front camber arm. We're gonna go ahead and set our camber plate in the center. Once we get it on the car, put the wheels on, then we do some final adjustment. It's about there. Yeah. Temporary to snuggle. Here we go. And now we go ahead, and now we're going to throw on our fork. And the knuckle is up next here. Go ahead and slide on our axle, the hub. Well, guys, the front suspension coming out really, really nice, except that rusty old front caliper. And guys, guess what? We got our BBK right here. These are the slotted rotor here, along with our new caliper. You can kind of see the color. We are going with a Brembo setup, yellow, spoon yellow, matching the valve cover and the overall theme. Well, guys, there you have it. These calipers are from the TL Type S 4-piston Brembo caliper. Everything should bolt right on. Take a look at that right there. Look how cool is that, huh?
All right, so now we got our suspension assembled in the front here. We're gonna go ahead and do our brake system. We have some slotted rotors here we're putting on. As Mike mentioned, we have a set of Brembo calipers in spoon yellow to match the valve cover. We have some ceramic pads to go with it. We got some steel braided lines and all new bolts and hardware to mount everything up.
And this is what we were talking about here. So I think we almost have to cut it right here.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Right up here, just to be safe. So here's the end result. Went ahead and cut it right there and apply some touch-up paint. Let's go ahead and put back our brake rotor and do another test fit. As expected, everything folds up just fine. And here's another look from the outside. Yeah, she looks nice. So after we put on the caliper, we have a thought in our head like, well, we gotta send the car to the body shop with the stock wheel. How is that gonna clear the caliper? So what we have to do here, we have to put in a 20mm spacer so we can put on our stock wheel that will clear the Brembo caliper. And guys, yes, we will have a set of cool aftermarket wheels. Once the car come back from the body shop, we're gonna have to readjust the suspension all over to make those fit. But in the meantime, we're gonna keep moving forward with install our new brake line. And once we install it on the caliper side, then we go ahead and disconnect the OEM stock lines here. Brake lines. And up next is going to be our ABS wheel sensor harness. So the caliper mounted up nicely. Next up, we're going to mount up our brake pads. Now, before we do that, went ahead and ordered a new set of pins here. For some odd reason, this set of caliper does not come with this slide pin that go across the caliper that attached to the brake pads. But we got a new set, so let's go ahead and slide on our new brake pads and our new pins here. Yeah, that's about right. We had to use a little rubber mallet to get the brake pads in because the mating surface right over here, bottom and then the top got some powder coating, so it get a little tough to slide the pads in. Nice. So we just finished up the brakes, temporarily putting our original fender liner back in. We got the new one right over there. The reason we don't want to put a new one on, the car has to go to the body shop, and chances are we put a new one on, it's going to get destroyed. So we don't want to do that. So when we come back from the body shop, then we go ahead and throw on our new one. But let's take a look at the complete front suspension and brakes. Look how nice this look. All new, everything. How nice is that, huh? And just in time, our rear brake rotors just came in. Here's a rear rotor compared to the front. Now the front is golden color, but once go through the heat cycle, it will turn back the regular color. Now over here we do have our rear caliper that came back from the body shop, all refinished, going with a brand new set of rear brake pads, along with StopTech stainless steel brake lines. And first we're gonna wash down our rear rotors with some brake cleaner, just get all the grease out. And slide on our OEM brake pads. Next up, we're going to work on our stainless steel brake line. We're going to attach to the rear caliper first, and then we'll work our way up to the pipe up front here. So we just finished bleeding the passenger rear. We're gonna move on to the left rear. And same thing what we've done on the last video, and we're doing it again. All right, right front is up next here. Very first for our Brembo calipers here. All right, last one. Alright, I think it's good to go. Let me go ahead and put the cap back on. Let me jump in the car and let's see how she feels. Pedal's nice and stiff. Let's go give her a start up. Alright guys, so the brakes are all good to go. Before we get into the alignment rack, we do need to finish up underneath the car here. We are going to be putting the exhaust system, but not the full exhaust system. We're only going to be putting the cat and then the meat pipe. And what we're going to do is we'll leave off the muffler system up here because the car is going to the body shop and we don't want to get overspray on them. So let's go ahead and open the boxes and see what we got. And here's inside the box. We are going with Nvidia. Same brand that we went with Brian's, but we, like I said before, we're not doing the entire exhaust system. We're gonna leave the canister here, and all we're doing is just gonna be the piping. And guys, here's what we have here. We have the Nvidia exhaust, 2-sectioned. We got the mid-section, I should say, before we go to the mufflers. And then we have the first section here after the cat. And the catalytic converter, we're gonna go with an aftermarket unit from a company called Walker. And oxygen sensor, the secondary, we're gonna be running the OEM replacement Denso. And we also have our replacement exhaust gasket here. And here's a secondary oxygen sensor. We love OEM replacement, especially Denso, because it comes with everything that you would buy from a dealership. Even come with the original grommet. And take a look at that connector. And before we put up our exhaust system, we got our Refinished exhaust shield. We'll go ahead and pop that up. So everything looks super uniform. Take another look at the back here, guys. And this came out super nice. What do you guys think? Drop that comment below and let us know what your thoughts are. So we're gonna put up our Walker aftermarket catalytic converter. Get some new hardware. And we're going to assemble both the front and the mid pipe together. And this is what the exhaust looking like right now. We got our Walker catalytic converter. We got the first pipe from the Nvidia exhaust. This is the mid pipe here. Factory hanger. And like I said before, we're gonna go ahead and leave our muffler off. Don't want to take any chance to get overspray or any sort of things on the brand new stainless steel muffler. What we did do here, we just put a hanger and a couple of tie straps just to sort of brace the rear section. Next up, let's install our secondary O2 sensor, which run from here to the cabin area. And believe it or not, that connection for the secondary O2 sensor is right under the seat. To get more space, we had to remove the fastener and get more space. You know, TJ is not the smallest guy here, so you're gonna need that extra space here.
Oh, you want to do the height now?
All right, so first time putting her on the ground. Let's see how we do here. Oh, wow. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, a slight drop, yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, we definitely had to do the toe back there. You can see. Yeah, I mean, look guys, we're gonna have to do alignment regardless because we got all this new suspension. Once the car come back from the body shop, we'll readjust the height with the new wheels and everything. Then we'll do a final alignment. But as far as right now, the height is good. It's not too low. I think the body shop's gonna be able to do what they have to do. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put the rest of the lug nuts back together and also lock down our coilovers. And yeah, and then we'll head over to the alignment lift. Got it?
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and get over to the alignment rack. Oh, I sound like I got an exhaust system in here.
Sounds like a race car.
It is like a race car. Let's check the brakes real quick. Oh yeah, it's good. Perfect. Okay, so here is the reading. Wow, the camber is pretty good too, Jay.
Yeah, I'll take the front camber.
Yeah.
For -1.
And plus, we're gonna have to do a little more with
for sure.
the wheels that we're gonna have coming up. So here's the reading for the rear. Take a look at the left rear here, a little bit on the positive side. So all we're gonna do is some minor adjustment, get it to the center portion, which is just about -1, and then followed by that. Gonna be the rear toe is way off. Good thing is we have the aftermarket arms. The adjustment is gonna be super easy. So this is the camber arm. And here's a closer look. Now we're going to move on to the passenger side rear, and as TJ do some of the adjustment here, should bring the camber a little further in. And that is good enough for us. Now let's go ahead and move on to the front. We go ahead and let's lock the steering wheel here. Make sure nice and center. And we're going to make our adjustment on the inner tie rod end. So this is what it looks like on the driver's side. And that is good enough for us too. All right, guys, taking her for a first test drive after all the new suspension along with the BBK. How's it feel so far, TJ?
Smooth, nice and smooth.
How's the brakes?
Let's see. It stops a lot better than the stock ones.
So we're you're gonna have to seat the brake pads and all that good stuff. And I'll tell you guys right now, this car sounds like a race car. Jeez, you give a little gas here or what?
Runs good.
Well guys, unfortunately we can't test this car to the full potential, obviously, because we don't have all the cool winding road here, and we still want to make sure the suspension is nice and settled. But we are taking this car to the Tail of the Dragon, so pray with us to make sure this car do come back to the body shop on time, because we still got a few more pieces to put on. Then we can hit up the Tail of the Dragon. Until then, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and also drop a comment below. We'll see you guys again next week.